I'm actually excited. I haven't filmed here in like a month.
You couldn't film in your 83 house?
Nah, I mean, you know how loud it gets on this football Sunday. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I don't know, get all this quiet ambiance around here.
Yeah, that makes it better.
Yeah, it's you should have seen the season 1, as I'm calling it, was set up in my old house, and that was kind of fun because I feel like it's like you're coming into my room, whereas now it's like sterile. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, welcome to Master Memories, a podcast where my friends talk about their lives. Today on Sunday, September 25th, 25th, I'm here with Christian Xavier Franchek, aka Bubba, aka Trash Cat. Any other nicknames I missed, or?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah. What's your first memory of Minio?
Ooh, I think that was probably back when we were pledging. One of those first nights, probably like bid acceptance night, just like meeting everyone, and yeah, that's it. I don't really, I just remember meeting you and meeting the whole pledge class, and it was like really fun. It was also, you know, that first night, it's kind of crazy. So, yeah, I think that's it.
I think I don't have very, like you said, like a distinct memory of like most of our PC.
Yeah.
The only really thing I can think of is I think we were trying to shotgun as a PC, and then Nolan found us, was like you have a whole fucking semester to do this shit,
oh yeah,
or whatever, you
know,
know,
down in the basement. Yeah,
it was goofy.
Yeah.
What were you doing today before we started filming?
Oh, not much. I had to get some groceries today and just get prepared for the week. It was so crowded at the grocery store. I was annoyed because I wanted to go in there and just get in, get out, but I had to wait 20 minutes just to check out. It was kind of
yeah. Why is the Sunday Scary still a thing in an adult world? Groceries and just errands. Everyone has to do their errands on Sunday.
Well, it's really the only good day to do stuff, do errands like that and clean. Saturday is always fun. You're usually doing stuff, but Sunday you just want to relax and organize before 40 hours of work.
Honestly, I've been thinking about it. If I could move my Wednesday work day to Sunday, and then have that Wednesday off instead. Sure, you don't get 2 days off in a row. But on the other hand, work 3 days in a row, then day off, work 2 days in a row, day off.
But then you also miss NFL football. That'd be tough.
I mean, I don't know if you can't tell right now. I love football. Don't get me wrong. Fantasy also always gets me going. But
yeah.
I don't know. It's always I really want to get in the NFL. Don't get me wrong. Before college, I did not if you asked me to name 5 professional athletes, I could tell you Tom Brady and LeBron James, and that's it. Finally got into basketball, but football just something's not clicking with me yet. I need it.
I like college football a lot better. I think there's just more craziness to the season, and I think that makes it fun to watch because you have so many underdogs in college football that there can just be great games.
And there's upsets every week.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best. But I think I've been following Ohio State football my entire life, so I think that's why I care about college football. But I don't have an NFL team, which I think could be part of the problem.
Yeah, I had the Browns growing up, so it was never fun on Sundays, and my dad would just turn off the Browns because he just couldn't watch it. He's a lifelong fan, and I think that's how I got into college football more, is because my mom graduated from Ohio State, and we would always go to games and always watch on Saturdays. So it was fun. It still is. It's the best.
Yeah, that's the reason I for the boot camp thing I'm doing. They said at one point they were thinking about maybe doing classes on Saturday, and I was like, I can't do that. I'm on campus for another year, kind of doing whatever I'm doing, but even if I wasn't on campus, you can't take college football away from me.
No.
Saturday is it's blocked off. We got the noon games, we got the afternoon games, we got the night games. I'm watching them all.
It's an all-day event for 12 weeks. It's amazing.
COVID, just taking having random bye weeks and stuff like that. That was between that and having no March Madness.
Yeah, it was and not being able to go to the game, like go to the Ohio State games, it was just weird.
Do you remember block during that year too? Like how it was like inside the Xanax?
Yeah, I didn't really like go to much of that.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, it was just a weird year.
I think I was talking to Sam or Ketz about it yesterday. I still think that like block when we were pledging, it could be a little nostalgia, but like that 13th house of just like, it was like crammed, but it was like fun, you know? Like it was like, I don't know, I feel like 14th never like captured the magic that 13th had.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I feel like, 13th is a little bit bigger on the inside too. I mean, yeah, well, the other annex was a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was just more fun.
What's your typical day or week look like right now?
Right now, it's pretty hectic. I'm working like 50 hours a week. So I leave at like 7:30 a.m. and I haven't been getting back until like 6 or 7 or like 7:30, and it's been a little rough, but that should be coming to an end this week. Because like right now is our busy season, so we do a lot of, they're called like freshwater mussel surveys. So we have to like look for these mussels in the water and like identify them and then relocate them so ODOT can do projects on the bridges that are above the streams.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean they're really fun, but they're long days because they're far away. Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, you know, you can like have a tangible impact on the world. You know, like sure it's for ODOT, but at the same time, like, you know, you're relocating these freshwater guys to a new home.
Yeah. So we just relocate them so they don't die during construction, which is kind of cool. But
so you said this is the busy season. Is there like a lighter season where you're like working under 40 hours? Or is it usually just like 40 plus?
It'll be 40 plus, but like during the winter, everything kind of slows down, and I have a lot more office work. But right now, I've been doing a lot of field work, like every single day since I have started in June. I've been out in the field, so it's I'm glad it's gonna be slowing down in fall and winter because I need like just an office day to relax.
Yeah. How do you feel about moving from the field to like the office for the winter? Like I don't know.
I think that it'll be nice on certain days. The good thing about being out in the field though is that the days go a lot quicker. But when you're like
doing stuff.
Yeah, I'm always like walking around or doing stuff. But like when you're in the office, like you can always see the time. So I feel like it goes a lot slower.
Yeah, I can imagine. I feel like I don't know, my summer internship going into senior year, it was like in person, like 5 days a week. It was like us 5 interns, and there were people there 5 days a week, and I remember just like killing time like every day, just because like you said, like when you're in the office and it's right there, and like, you know, like unlike, you know, for the field, like you're not doing something all the time.
Yeah,
there's just so much downtime to figure out what to do with.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. So I'm kind of glad that I'll be done with the busy season.
I guess being like working like as an environmentalist, how like do you kind of like see, like, you know, because a lot of things that are best financially for whether the country or company aren't always the best things that are environmentally speaking. So I guess like how do you kind of put those two together? It's definitely a hard problem, and I think there are ways to save money in doing stuff, and doing like big projects, and also making sure that they're environmentally friendly. It just takes a lot of effort to like think through the problems and don't throw money at the situation if you don't really have to. There's ways that you can make a environmentally friendly or a more friendly option with less cost to the company, and that's the biggest problem. I think that if you throw money at the situation, then it can lead to other problems where
you will always have to be putting more and more money into this, and you may miss out on ways to like save money or go about it a different way. It can put you into like a circle where you have to keep spending.
Yeah.
So
it's the whole short-term loss. Is not always a bad thing.
Yeah.
Always look at the long term.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that things are moving into a more environmentally friendly way for businesses, and a lot of that has to do with laws, and that's a great thing, and I think that it will just continue to move in that direction, no matter what happens in any other like field or in it's just gonna continue that way, because that's how like the political climate is going. Like, people realize that this is becoming an issue, so they're trying to make laws that will help the issue, and that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I'm glad, because I don't know. My sister was an environmental science major in college, and then now she's doing some like grad school stuff with it, and she's my green ear to the world, and I don't know. I like, the more I talk to her, the more I worry about everything that's going on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a huge issue that affects a lot of different aspects of life, and I think the problem with it is it's so slow though that people aren't going to recognize the changes unless they're told about the changes. And like, if the temperature has increased by 1 degree Celsius over the course of 50 years, it doesn't seem like that big of a change, but when you look at all the things that change has caused, then it becomes a bigger, you can see that it's a bigger problem. And I think that that's what's happening now, is that people are showing the causes of temperature change or increased carbon dioxide levels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think that it's definitely changing for the better.
I think that's kind of the problem in regards to like a lot of things, is like everyone would love to make like giant sweeping changes, but like in so many different areas, like change is slow and gradual. I think it's like MLK said, like the flow of justice is slow but unyielding, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. When, to your point, like it's hard to, like, for so many people to care when it's just like that gradual shift of instead of just like a newsflash, immediately the world's ending.
Yeah, and like I think that one of the problems is that in the past, a lot of environmentalists tried to like fear-monger people, and just be like, the world won't exist in 20 years and stuff like that, which they were based in science, but the fear causes people to react differently than you want them to. You want people to still be hopeful for the future of the world, and you can do that by saying like, this is happening and this is what we can do in the present to make changes. And I think that's starting to happen, which is good, and it needs to.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about how you present the information, right? It's like having an argument with roommates. There's just a right way to go about, or argument with anyone really. Like, there's a right way to go. I had to learn that, because I'd just like yell at people last year, like, fill the Brita, why the fuck is it bone dry? Like, all this stuff, and just like you can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. It causes people to just not want to do anything.
What's your relationship like with your family?
My relationship is really good with my family. I talk to my family all the time. Like, when I'm driving home from work, I'll call my mom or my dad or like my siblings, and it's really nice. Like, we always try to catch up with each other and know what's going on in each other's lives. So it's really good, and I'm really thankful for that.
I'm glad to hear it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Bubba family. I don't hear much about them, but it seems like it's always strong when I hear.
Yeah. I think it is. We always try to get together for. I mean, I'm the youngest of 5, so it's a little harder to get together for Christmas and stuff like that, but my parents always try to get us together for at least a week or two, which is really nice, and I'm thankful for that.
Oh, that is good. I didn't realize you were the youngest of 5. What's the age gap between you and the oldest?
It is 7 years. 7 years, yeah.
Are you close with your oldest sibling at all, or?
Yeah, I'm probably the closest with my sister. She's the oldest. She's 29. We've just like always been close when we were kids. Like when I was a baby, she had me in her room because she wanted to like take care of me and stuff like that.
It's cute.
And we always try to talk like once a week and stuff like that. And I actually just went and visited her in Atlanta last fall, which was nice.
That's where my sister is actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the environmental science one.
Oh, dang, that's nice. Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, it I feel like, I like on the one hand, like with bigger family, it's like kind of, it's almost like our pledge classes, like the bigger they are, it's like you make a lot more like, smaller connections, whereas like a smaller family, it's like you get closer. I mean, I only got 2 siblings, but I feel like it sounds like you're closer to your siblings than I am.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I guess like I'm not the closest with one of my brothers. Like I think that our interests are a lot different,
Mm-hmm.
but when we do talk, like we get along and we can catch up with each other, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's family. Like you don't have to be close with like every single person. It's just it's the people that are born around you, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's your most unique talent?
I guess I don't know. That's a tough question. I guess a unique talent is like I write with my left hand, but I like throw with my right arm, which is just like weird.
Yeah.
So like growing up when I was a kid, I would watch my siblings like write and stuff like that, and because they were opposite of me, like they were writing with their right hand. I was seeing it as like my left hand, so I just like learned how to write with my left hand because I was watching them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know you were ambidextrous like that.
I guess so. I mean, I can't write like anything with my right hand. I can only throw and yeah.
Really? So like where's like that split? Like is it just writing with your left hand or is it like
Just writing. Like every sport I played, like golf, baseball, I was all right-handed, and football, like I threw with my right hand.
That's wild. I think it's
Oh wait, and I also like kick with my left foot. So it's just a weird mix.
So you're all over the place.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, like hearing like people that aren't naturally left-handed, like how they got there. Like I don't know if you heard this, but like Almeida, like the reason he's like left-handed in hockey, because like his parents brought home like 2 hockey sticks. One was right-handed, one was left-handed, and his older brother got the right-handed one. So he just like learned to play left-handed.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Like you just kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's just like whatever you pick up first. Like that's just gonna be how you are. Yeah.
What were you doing when you first got the news of COVID?
I was actually in Germany at the time. I was visiting my brother. He was doing an internship in Germany. So we were asleep, and I woke up in the middle of the night. It was probably like 3 a.m. to my girlfriend calling me and like all these text messages saying that Trump had closed the border and there would be no travel. And we had plans to go to this like little town in Germany for like a night or something like that, and we had to make the decision to go back to the airport and just stay in an airport hotel for like 3 days and hope that we could still get on our flights. And we tried to like get other flights.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy though. Like we were worried that we were gonna be stuck there. And then when I went back, I flew alone. Like everyone flew separately, and we all met up there. So I flew alone. I was sitting on the tarmac in London for like 4 hours. We were supposed to take off, and we just didn't. And then we got into Chicago, and they were doing these health checks, but we got in like a little bit late, so the schedule was just completely behind, and I had 50 minutes to get through customs and onto my next flight to Columbus. But that just didn't happen. I was in this line for 4 hours. There was no water, no food, and no one was wearing masks. Everyone was like, there were people like coughing and stuff like this, all for them to take like our temperature and say, you're fine to finish the rest of your travel. So I missed my flight, and then I sprinted through the airport because there was one last flight left to get to Columbus. Got there 5 minutes before takeoff, and they let me on. So I got back luckily, and it was just a crazy experience though.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about your like cross global like escapades that you had. Like I remember like the group chat blowing up. Like, is Bubba gonna get back to America?
Yeah. So like, it's kind of funny. So my girlfriend's mom. It was like spring break when I went. So my girlfriend's mom took me to the airport in Columbus, and she was saying like, I'm so surprised you guys are going on this. Like, COVID's getting bad in China. Like, you guys may get stuck there. And I was like, oh yeah, maybe, but whatever. Like, it's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then that happened like 4 days into our trip, and it was just an experience. It was kind of crazy. But you know, when we were living in that hotel, the airport hotel, it was kind of nice. You know, it's Germany, so beer's cheap, and there's like a little store that sold cans of beer for like 50 cents. So we had a good time. We made the best out of it, but it was still pretty crazy.
And plus, alcohol kills all those germs too. You know, it's the most healthy way to live.
Exactly.
What were those airports like during like when like all of that happening? Like you can imagine they were insane.
Yeah, you know, it's really weird looking back on it because no one was wearing masks even like on my way back. So I was sitting next to this guy that was just coughing the entire flight, and neither of us were wearing masks, and no one was wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just weird. Like everyone was kind of afraid to get next to people, but also people didn't know enough about it to realize like how easily it spread and stuff like that. So people were kind of like going on about their lives like normally, but there's still like that fear in everyone.
Yeah.
That they didn't want to get sick and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. So when they announced that like we weren't coming back to campus, was that when you were in Germany still, or was that back in the States?
That was when we were in Germany. So, I had my flight to Columbus. My parents were flying to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided to take a lift from the airport back to my dorm and try to get in. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get in, but I had nowhere else to go. It was, by the time I got back, it was like 2 a.m. So it was just like the craziest situation, and somehow like I got in and I stayed the night, and then the next morning I left. So my parents came down and picked me up that next day. But I was just like sitting in my room for I don't know, like 20 hours just doing nothing because I don't think I was really supposed to be in the dorm.
Yeah.
But also like there was nowhere else that I could have went without like paying or anything like that. So I just kind of stuck it out and hoped for the best.
That was the weirdest experience, like going back and then like during the middle of like our spring break to like clear out the dorm. You know?
Yeah.
I was just, I don't know. It's the fact that like every Ohio State person you talk to, like if they went to college during or when COVID happened, like everyone was on spring break.
Yeah.
It's just like the funniest thing to me. Like
I know.
Everyone like, I don't know, has that story of like, oh, you know, I was in Germany, I was in Florida, I was at home, and this like, just,
and
like that realization of like that 3 weeks of where we're supposed to be originally online and go to like, oh no, we gotta go.
Yeah, and like I think everything just happened so quickly. Like everyone knew that there was this disease in China, but no one really knew the severity of it. And I think it just happened too quickly for Ohio State to like make changes on the fly or whatever that were the best for everyone. So it was just a crazy time, but it was fun.
I remember like hearing about it in China, and then like it jumped to Italy, and like Italy was like warning the world like it's gonna change overnight. Like do not laugh. Like prepare for like the worst. And we're like, but that's like all the way in Europe. We'll be fine. And then
it's no one. It's kind of crazy to think about like how quickly something like that can spread. My sister's actually an epidemiologist, and she was with us. I'm surprised she went on this trip. But she was like the only one to have hand sanitizer with her and like masks with her before like the U.S. knew about it because she was just like prepared, I guess. But it was like kind of funny, like when we got there, she was like using hand sanitizer all the time, and we're like what are you doing? Like this is but
looking like a germaphobe when in reality like she's like 10 steps ahead of everyone.
Yeah, so it was just weird.
How was your quarantine, by the way?
It was pretty fun. I stayed with my parents, and my parents' dog, which was nice. It was a good way to relax with the dog there, and it was just like weird doing school and not really like seeing anyone. But I think it was fine. I think that having like a good relationship with my parents really helped in that situation, and we would also do like Skype calls with my siblings just to make sure everyone was okay and like doing well. But it's pretty nice.
That's good. Was it just you and your parents and your dog, or was any of the other siblings living with you?
No, it's just me and my parents and the dog. My brother actually stayed in Germany for the whole thing. Yeah.
I can't imagine doing that, like when the world's going up in flames.
I know, but he already paid for rent, and he had a job there, and better health care there. So like if anything happened to him, he would be okay because he had a visa. So and then he kind of just traveled around Europe, and he has some of the best pictures because no one was in Italy. He went to all the famous places and just had the time of his life because no one was there.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's like a once in like a lifetime opportunity, and he really took it.
Exactly. Yeah, he kind of got lucky.
Yeah.
But,
What's your relationship like with your religion? Hey, that's cool.
I think I grew up in a Catholic house. I think I was more religious growing up, but when I got to college, that kind of changed a little bit. I think I'm spiritual, and I definitely like follow the teachings of my faith, but I don't think I'm as close to or as close with the religion as I once was. Yeah.
I think it's interesting doing this for however long I've been doing it. Like I feel like everyone in college has been like, I like, whether they grew up or not, just like have distanced themselves for like one reason or another. I feel like it's just like almost like that point in life where it's like, there's other things going on, it like falls to the wayside,
Yeah, definitely. And it definitely does. It's hard to like, I don't know, in college it's hard to be like, okay, like I'm going to go to church on Sunday or whatever.
Yeah.
But because I have 4 midterms this week, like I need to study, I have plans with my friends, I think it's definitely an interesting time, but the times I do go to church, like I feel the most relaxed. It's just like a time, for me, like I guess like now I use it as a time just to like be with myself and with my thoughts and just think through my week or think through the past month and just like really just reflect on myself.
Yeah. Sounds almost meditative.
Yeah, I think it is. You're just there for an hour and you're not on your phone. It's just a way to relax now.
Yeah. That's really cool. I'm glad that you're able to get that through that. Yeah. What's your biggest regret?
I would say just like maybe freshman year not building the relationships that I wanted to, like early on in college. I feel like I might have gotten like a late start on my like my time in college, and I kind of wish that I would have had those moments in my freshman year because I think it would have made it more fun and just like better for myself. But I'm really glad with where I'm at now. So I guess it's for the best that didn't happen or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they're in all due time, right? You know, like you said, things work out in the way they're supposed to sometimes.
Yeah.
What are you most worried about?
I don't know. Like now that I've graduated college, I think it's a common fear that everyone has, like just being successful. Like you know like what your talents are and everything like that, but things can happen out of your control, and you just want to. For me, like I want to have a family. Like I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to do all these things, but most of that will come from being successful in my career. So I need to make sure that like I'm doing everything right so that I can live out those dreams.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, cash rules everything around me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you're taking the right steps though. You know, like you're setting yourself up for success later down the line.
I hope so.
Like when I run into the CEO bubba, I'm gonna have the time of my life. Let me tell you.
You never know. It might happen.
Making 9 figures an hour. You know, doing president of the world stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
What's the hardest thing that's happened to you this past year?
This past year, I think I lost both my grandma and my grandpa within like a few months, and I think. Thank you, but I think it was just like kind of sad. Like they were my last grandparents, so losing them was just wow, they were here my whole life. Like this is weird without them.
Mm-hmm.
And especially like they loved Ohio State football. They were season ticket holders for like 25 years. So I just have like a lot of memories of coming to Ohio State and going to games with them and like going to all their tailgates. So it's just like been weird, and losing both of them so quickly has just been a little hard. But yeah.
I can imagine. The weird thing about, you know, like growing up with like, you know, grandparents and things like that is like the longer they're around, like the harder it is to lose them. But also like you know, the closer you actually get to be with them.
Yeah, because you build like so many memories with them, and then it just gets a lot harder, like you said.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
What's something that made you laugh really hard recently?
When I get together with my friends, the people that I lived with last year, we kind of just go through living together and just like the funny moments that we've had in that house. And there's some times where we talk about like having cats and you know, it's just really fun to talk about like those memories of going to Outer and just all those good times that we had our senior year.
Yeah, the amount of Weber stories I've heard this past couple of weeks is insane.
Yeah, you know, we have a lot of Weber stories and some cat stories, and you know, stories about me, and just going through those. You'll just have a good time. Like we were talking about how when Dakota broke into our house and broke Waylon's bedroom window one night at like 3 a.m. and we didn't find out about it for 3 months until Waylon came back this summer. Like just going through that, it's just fun to reminisce on that situation.
Yeah, you know, the glory days, you know, but at the same time, yeah, living it out with people makes some more glory days.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's your hero?
I don't know if I have like necessarily a hero. I think that I'm mainly inspired by like my parents. Like they worked so hard to get to the position that they're at, and they've just like taught me how to be like a good person, be successful, and do all of that. So I'd say my parents for that. Yeah.
That's a good answer. Shout out again your family. No, All of them, especially the dog too, you know.
Oh yeah, he's the best. He's a little wild though.
What's his name?
Archie. I'm named after Archie Griffin.
That is such a dog name. Like,
Yeah.
you know, obviously I love Archie Griffin, but I feel like when I picture Archie, I think of a dog. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
To be fair, Archie did have that dog in him.
yeah, he did. He definitely did.
What's your favorite tradition?
One tradition that has gotten a lot harder is, so my family, when we were growing up, every single winter we would go skiing and we'd go on a vacation to like ski and snowboard. And that was probably my favorite tradition because it was always around Christmas time, so we would usually be gone for Christmas Day, and we would just spend that time together. And snowboarding and just the snow in general is my favorite. So being together, being outside, and getting that fresh air, and making a good dinner when you're like out west or whatever, and like a little Airbnb or rental house was like really nice and really fun. It's just all my siblings are all over the place now, so it's gotten a lot harder, and my parents are older, so they can't ski and snowboard. But I'll always remember those moments because I think we had the most fun as a family during them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's you said when you get older, just everyone's spread out. It's harder, but or you know, maybe, or at the very least, you know, you can continue that tradition in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spirit lives on, and you know,
Exactly.
maybe live it on with your kids too. You know?
Yeah, I might have to.
Oh, that'll be sick. What's the best thing that's happened to you this past month?
This past month. One thing that happened to me this past month was my company does this thing. It's called Spot On Recognition. So it's like an award that's given to someone when they go above and beyond, and it just comes with like a gift card or something like that. And I got it from the director of my department, and just receiving that was really nice because I'd been working long hours, and having someone recognize that you're working a lot and you're like doing a good job is just nice, especially so early in my career. It's nice to get that recognition.
Yeah, no, congrats on that.
Thank you.
No, I feel like when I was talking to you this summer, like you said, like you were working your ass off. Like it's nice, like, you know, to have that recognition, to like finally, like to have it like see paid out in like some sort of way, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely is. It's just like nice knowing that other people see that you're doing something, you know.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, like, you know, you're beating out other people too. It sounds like.
I guess so, maybe.
Competition's stiff, but you're always coming on top.
Yeah.
What do you think your past self would think of you now?
I think that my past self would be pretty happy with myself now. I guess like in high school and high school and grade school, like I had no idea what I was gonna be doing when I was older, like, and now it seems like I have a lot figured out and a lot like going for me, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I think my past self would be pretty happy, but probably a little bit mad at me for not working out as much and doing that kind of stuff. But yeah.
There's always room to fix that stuff too. You know?
Exactly.
How, you know, priorities happen, like you said. You know, there's things come up. You know.
Yeah.
What do you think your purpose in life is?
I don't know. I think my purpose is just to build good relationships with people and have fun and just realize that like you can't take life for granted, and there's so much that you can do in the moment. So just like not be lazy, like have a lot of relationships with people. So because I think that relationships are one of the most important aspects of life, and without good relationships, it's hard to make good memories and everything like that.
Yeah, I agree. You know, you're only remembered by the interactions you had with other people. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you fulfilled?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I have a full-time job, college degree. I have food on the table. There's there's not much more that you need than those three things, you know. And I have good relationships with people, so I would say I'm pretty fulfilled.
Glad to hear that. Where do you see yourself going in the next 5 years, both personally and professionally?
That's a hard question. It's hard to think about, like, the future. Like, I don't know, like 4 years ago, I was wondering what school. I just started freshman year. Like, it's hard to think about, like, oh wow, what am I going to be doing? But I hope that I continue to succeed in my career and start working my way up. And personally, I just hope that I am, you know, like, have those relationships and that I am healthy and everything like that. And there's not much that I can really think of in this moment, because it's a hard question. I'll be 27, and I just kind of hope that everything is going well in my personal life. I don't really know.
No, I agree. It's wild to think that, like, 5 years from now, like you said, like, we're gonna be 27. Like, life's gonna be, like, so different. You know, like, I agree with you. Like,
Yeah.
I think that, like, you can plan maybe like a year or two out, but, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, anyone that says they have, like, their whole, like, a 5-year plan or, like, their entire life figured out is, like, either lying through their teeth or, like, it's gonna be miserable having to, like, stick to that plan, you know?
Yeah, and I in some aspects I think that you should kind of just go about the flow, and obviously you should have those long-term goals and everything like that. But I like focusing on the near present, because those kinds of goals are a little bit easier to achieve, and it's easier to see like your progress. And I worry about making long-term goals, because I'm like, well, how will I feel if I don't accomplish that? You know?
Yeah.
I'd rather focus on those shorter-term goals that are more achievable.
Yeah.
That allow me to progress to, like, long-term goals. But yeah.
Yeah. I actually read something about New Year's resolutions and, like, how, like, you know, the phrasing of them is, like, super dangerous, because it's like, you know, if I want to lose, like, X amount of weight, like, either you do it or you don't. And, like, you know,
Yeah.
like, yeah, like, to your point, like, it's tough if you know, don't do it, but also if you do it, then you don't have, like, anything beyond that, you know, unless you set another goal. Whereas,
Mhm.
like, having, like you said, like, small, like, actionable things, you know, like, that's where you can actually do a lot, because it's like you either do it or you don't. But at the same time, like, you know, if you don't do it one day, you do it the next day or week or whatever it is.
Yeah, and, like, I mean, a lot of people set their goal to be working out every day, and there's a large spike in the number of gym memberships in January,
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that. But come February, it slowly dies off, and a lot of that is because other things come up, or people may think that their goal is too challenging. So I like setting those smaller term goals, because it's nice to just check it off and be like, oh, I did that, but you're still working towards something else.
Yeah. You know, the catharsis of, like, you know, checking stuff off as it's done, and then, like, at the end of the day, like, you know, unchecking it or, like, rewriting it or whatever, just, like, you know, it's so nice.
Yeah.
I moved my to-do list from, like, Google Docs to, like, a whiteboard, and it's just having the, like I said, like, that, like, physical, like, check off and, like, erasing at the end of the day, like, just there's some clicks in my brain. I don't know.
I think it just motivates you to do it again.
What do you want to have done by the next time we film another podcast episode? I don't know when that'll be, but I'm saying 3+ years from now.
I think that I hope that I am. Well, one thing is I kind of want a dog in 3 years. That'd be awesome.
Really?
I've wanted a dog since I started college, but I haven't been able to get one yet. So I'd really want a dog, and I want to, hopefully, I think that living alone is really good for you, and right now I live with 2 roommates, so I hope that I can live alone for 1 year, and just continue being successful in my career and making those professional relationships that will help me for the future. Yeah.
That'll be awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Dog Hunter Bubba. It's gonna be a whole other evolution.
Oh, it will be. It will be.
But yeah, that's the end of our conversational part of this podcast. Winding down, I got some quick hitters for you.
Okay.
Take some time if you need to think about them, but try to the first thing that comes to your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I guess don't overthink it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a moment in the mind of Christian Xavier Frenchek. What's a song that's been stuck in your head recently?
I don't know the name of it, but it's that one song from Top Gun Maverick.
The like I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, that song's been stuck in my mind because I love that movie and I think that's just a fun song. Yeah.
Banger of a movie, banger of a song.
Exactly.
What's the best show or movie you've seen in the past month?
Oh, okay. So Game of Thrones, the new prequel. It's absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to watch tonight at 9 p.m. I will be on my computer watching that without a doubt.
Oh yeah. What's the best thing you've binged recently?
I started rewatching what's that show? Ted
Lasso.
Yeah, Ted Lasso. I started rewatching it. I watched it really quickly the first time, and now rewatching it, you get to see the progression a little bit better because you know what happens in the next episode or whatever. It's a great show. It's funny and yeah, it's a good time it's a good way to waste time.
Yeah, my family's finally getting Apple TV Plus, so I'm so excited because I've heard so much good stuff about the show.
Well, I had it for free, Apple TV Plus, but I think it was on Friday I got the notification that because it was going away, the 1 year free thing was going away. I was like, should I cancel this? No, I'm just gonna watch Ted Lasso again.
That's all you need. What's the best book you read recently?
I actually haven't read that many books recently, but there's a book about the history of the Browns. I forget the name of it, but it's really interesting to read because I don't think I really knew that much about all these different players growing up, but now reading it gives me a better appreciation for the Browns and the whole organization.
Yeah, I'll editor's note, write it right over here or something like that. What is your current or most recent job?
I currently work as an environmental consultant at a civil engineering firm in New Albany. And yeah, I do a lot of field work and a lot of science.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want kids, and if so, how many?
Yeah, I definitely want kids. I would probably say 2 or 3. I think that's a good number. I don't know what my reasonings are behind it being a good number, but I think 2 or 3 just sounds right for me. I think more than that would just be a little bit challenging.
I get it. What's your favorite spot to eat nearby, whether it be sit down or fast food?
What was the name of that restaurant? I'm so bad with names. This is awful.
You're fine.
There's a really good. There's this Lebanese food place up on High Street that's really good, and my girlfriend introduced me to it, and I would eat it every single week if I really could. It's just Mediterranean food is just healthier than American food, and I feel like it's just fresh, so I really like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's you're thinking of Mezzi.
No, I don't remember it.
I'll editor's note it right here. I just whenever my parents are in campus, Mezzi's a Mediterranean place that's also down yonder. It's right by Condato's, and dude, Mediterranean food's so good.
I know, it's delicious, and I feel like you can just eat it all the time because it's pretty fresh. Yeah.
I'm so happy because I've been to Israel 3 times in my life because I got family there, and I've never the shawarma there versus the shawarma here is just incomparable.
Yeah.
But there's a place in the North Market in Dublin that is the only authentic shawarma I've had in outside of Israel, I'm like, I need to go back there.
You'll have to send me the name.
Yeah, I'll editor's note that too. Yeah. What's something you think is underrated? What's your biggest hot take?
Oh, so there's a podcast. There's a song written by the Scorpions, and it's called "Winds of Change." So there's a podcast on the song, and the podcast is basically that the CIA created this song to end the Cold War and to tear down the Berlin Wall, because the song is just like so much different than anything that they had ever really produced.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally believe, after listening to this podcast, I believe that's true, and I will hold on to that belief, because the CIA has done a lot of work with different aspects of intelligence, and I think that this could potentially be one of the areas that they did some work in.
Damn, that's a good hot take.
Yeah.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh, I would probably say like just people that chew loudly, like when you're like eating right next to them. It's like how are you making so much noise? But it's everyone's different. But yeah.
No, people that chew loudly need to I don't know. It's like that whole of you're not cognizant of how your actions are affecting the people around you. It's just grow up, learn that chewing with your mouth wide open is gonna make noise.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your favorite quality about yourself?
I don't know. I think that I'm just kind of like sorry.
Go for it. Hydrate or dehydrate?
I think I'm kind of just like a go with the flow kind of person, and I really like that about myself, because it's just easier. I sometimes I'm a little uptight, but when I'm just hanging out or relaxing, I can be pretty just go with the flow, with whatever other people are doing or my friends are doing, and it's just it's kind of nice to be like that sometimes.
I agree. It's a great quality.
Yeah.
What's your biggest hobby?
Ooh, I really like to snowboard, but that's kind of a hobby that is harder to do in Ohio. Mm-hmm. But when I'm given the opportunity to go and do it, I will be there, because it's just so much fun, and it's a good way to be outside during the winter and everything like that.
Oh yeah, I need to learn to ski and snowboard, because that's it looks fun. Just you can make all these fun trips about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you should totally do it.
It's on the list. I think I'm hoping this winter to go to Peak and Peak or something, learn the whole, what is it, French fries pizza or something like that.
Yeah, it is.
I already got the lingo down.
Nice.
Yeah. You're stuck on a deserted island and you can only bring one thing. You can't bring a boat, and any technology you have is not going to have cell service. Anything else goes. What are you bringing?
Probably this necklace, actually. If I could, my girlfriend gave me this necklace on her trip after graduation from Italy, and I really like it, and it's nice, and it's nice to have on me and everything like that. I would definitely bring that.
Good choice. Reminder of home.
Yeah. Exactly.
Who are your best friends?
I would say Dakota, Evan Katz, Michael Fox, you, and I'd also say, and Nathan Savino, and I would also say my girlfriend. I think that we are obviously dating, but we're also just best friends, and we tell each other about everything.
I love it.
Yeah.
What's something that you have to do every day?
One thing I have to do every day is have coffee. It's a bad addiction. If I don't have coffee in the morning, I'll be stubborn, and I'll get migraines by 11 a.m.
Dude, welcome to the working force, I guess. Yeah. What's your proudest accomplishment?
Graduating with honors at Ohio State.
Damn.
When I started freshman year, I think the end of my freshman year, I had a 2.5 GPA, and I was kind of rethinking everything. Am I doing the right major? Is everything going well? But I think that a lot of that stemmed from just not building a lot of relationships with people my freshman year. I think I was just like very uptight, and I was like, I am here to study, and like that's all I can do. And I was also taking hard classes, so I felt like I didn't really have time to build those relationships with people. But starting sophomore year, I really like got out of my shell a little bit, and I realized that having other responsibilities besides school was actually so beneficial for me. It allowed me to just get my work done like in a timely manner and not just be sitting there and like looking at the same thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So I started getting good grades. I got like I think I had 3 semesters after freshman year that were 4.0s, and then I graduated with I graduated cum laude, and yeah, it was just it was a really good accomplishment because I didn't think freshman year that this would ever happen. I was really worried about like how school was gonna go because I just did so poorly. Like I couldn't. I felt like I couldn't do anything else because my grades were so bad, but I realized that doing other things would actually help my schooling. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I learned from pledging was just time management, things like that. But
and it's such an important skill. I think that's mainly what college prepares you for after, like yeah. But yeah, it's very important.
Yeah. I didn't know that though. Congrats on pulling yourself back up and
Thank you.
cum laude.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What's one thing you want to own?
I would really like to have I would really like to own a house that has a bigger property with lots of a big yard and everything like that, because I want to have a dog and I want to have kids, and I feel like having that big yard is just perfect for that situation. It just allows like you to have fun, and I think that it's also just I like the privacy, and I like not being that close to like my neighbors or whatever like that. Like I'd like to have my space, and I think that would just be pretty awesome to be able to own that nice house like that.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. What do you think the price of gas will be by the next time we film?
That's a tough question. I don't know. I don't think it'll rise that much in let's say 3 years. I really don't think it would. I would say probably like $4 to $4.50 a gallon. I think that there's just so many there's so many ways that politicians try to lower gas because so many people need gas in the United States that if the gas prices are high, then people are mad at the current president, like we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
And I think that politicians try to do everything that they can to keep the last of the oil oil cheap for people, which is another issue, but yeah.
I'm just glad it's not $5 anymore. I'm not gonna lie. Like my favorite game was passing the shell on lane, being like, okay, what's it gonna be today?
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like now it's just like weird because one day gas will be like $3.09, and then the next day it'll be like $3.50 a gallon, and you're like, why is it just changing so much? It's just now I feel like I'm just like getting gas whenever it's cheap. But I'm looking like every day.
Yeah, no, gas buddy is chirping at me all the time. Like, hey, it's the window's open. You better take it.
I need to download that app.
Yeah, my dad loves I've been hearing about that app for the last 13 years of my life, and like now that I've got a car on campus, I'm like, all right, I gotta get it. I can't just go to the Kroger anymore and use a few points. I gotta figure out where it's actually cheap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Where do you want to visit next?
One of my one place I really want to visit soon is I want to go back to Europe, and I want to go to Switzerland for sure, and Italy. I think that Switzerland would just be sweet because it's just it's very outdoorsy, so there's just lots of hiking and everything like that. But then Italy and just Europe in general, there's just so much history, and it's so interesting to see all of that and just like see how different the cultures are. And I love just trying to embrace myself in the culture that I'm visiting, because that's the way that you should travel. You should really try to do the things that natives do, because that's how you shouldn't be doing the touristy things. I guess a little bit, but you should really try to like figure out how to embrace yourself into that culture.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that like, if you're going somewhere that's like, go enjoy how it is instead of trying to like Americanize it. Like go,
Exactly.
like not everything's gonna be like comfortable or amazing or whatever. I mean, like my mom once tried like monkey brain and wasn't a fan of it, but hey, you try, you might like it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's your favorite outfit?
My favorite outfit, I would have to go with some tennis shoes. Maybe I have these like black, like white Nike ones, and some like jeans or something like that, and like a nice like shirt jacket and undershirt. I feel like it looks like really, really fun, and it's also just like a way to look nice, but also kind of casual. That's why I'm excited for fall, because you can bring out the flannels and everything like that, and just.
I miss flannel season.
Yeah, I like the colder weather, and I like just all the outfits that come with that. Yeah.
I love good old bundling up, but is there any specific shirt and undershirt combo that comes to mind?
So yeah, I have this like green like shirt jacket thing, and I throw on like a white pocket tee and some blue jeans, and I think it looks really, really nice. Yeah.
Hell yeah. What's one piece of advice you have for yourself, for the world, for me, whoever?
I would just say live in the moment. Don't be too hard on yourself. Life's short. You should definitely just try to live in the moment and enjoy who you're with, what you're doing, and everything like that. And if you're not enjoying what you're doing or the people that you're with, make those changes to better yourself.
That's a good piece of advice. Then last but certainly not least, top 5.
This is to not make anyone mad. This is not in order.
Go for it.
I would say family, friends, my girlfriend, my dog, and Ohio State football.
That's a good list.
Yeah.
A lot of people on that list. Yeah,
I know.
That's a really good list.
Yeah, it's a great list.
Well, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad that I was finally able to come on.
Yeah, I've been trying to like before football started, I was like, okay, Sundays are gonna be fine, but like as soon as football started, I knew like I had to get like whenever the Browns don't play on Thursday, it's like I gotta get you and Dak and like figure that out. So.
It's Sunday's hard, but this time it worked out, and I'm glad it did.
Yeah. How do you want to end this thing?
I don't know. How have you ended the others?
I'll let the guest decide between a wave goodbye or like Kirk went up to the camera and just like put his hand above it or like in front of it, like I don't know. Let your imagination go wild.
Let's just do a simple handshake and then
all right,
we end it.
Hell yeah. Fun stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.